All right, back on the XJ. Been waiting for this, super excited. Derale Performance transmission cooler. Came in the mail today. Awesome stickers, awesome product. If you don't know about these guys, you need to look them up. US Motor Works Performance Division. Some of the best products out there that you can buy. This is the 13750. Can be a remote mount cooler, meaning you can either take the fan off, mount it on your radiator where they typically go, or where they're having a fan and its own, power cord. You can remote mount it anywhere, which is probably what I'll do. Whole purpose is to keep the transmission fluid cool, so to keep your transmission from overheating or getting too hot. So we'll get this thing unboxed, take a look at what we got, and then I'll tell you a lot more about these products as we go. All right, had to take a couple days off of working on mine to put a 4-inch lift on this JK. So turned out pretty good. Still got to do spare tire delete, put some spacers on the rims because they need the back spacing on them, but totally different. Made a huge difference. All right, now since the JK's got a lift on it, it's back to look at this cooler. Let's see, this thing boxed, packed up extremely well. Here's my connections, all taped to the box, instructions, and let's take a look at this cooler itself. This is the Atomic Cool remote cooler, made by Derale Performance. Actually gonna regret that I gotta hide this in here to where you won't see it because it's too nice to not have displayed. Comes with the instructions, all that good stuff. Now just to find a place to mount it. All right, so working on the Derale transmission cooler. Given the size of it, it's a pretty hard thing to find space to put it where it's gonna work adequately. So let me show you where they usually suggest is right up under this cross brace here, but you have to cut this, okay? Based off of the way mine's set up, it was gonna hang down a couple inches. I would have ripped it off. So the only other place I could think to put it was in the rear by the fuel tank up underneath, but didn't like that idea either. So I decided to get creative. You can see I've got functioning hood louvers that I got from taboocustoms.com. So here's what I decided to do. So what I did is I actually have mounted it on top of the hood. It's really close to my engine oil dipstick, but it does have the clearance and it works. So I'm gonna put it there, then I can wire it. What I'm gonna have to do is leave a little bit of excess transmission cooler hose and I'll run it down through. Got an idea of how to make that work. Kind of getting creative with it, but I want it to be functioning and last. So I want to keep this up high. Really no other good place for me to put it, but it's still got the gap on top, and I'm going to be sucking air in directly off the top. All right, so I like to do stuff a little unorthodox, a little different, but as long as it works. And this is a dream project I've been wanting to do, so this XJ. So here's what I did with my Derale Performance trans cooler. I already told you I mounted it up there on the Taboo Customs vent, right, or hood louver. So here's what I did. Ran 3/8 hose, had to get some, got some from Evil Energy. Ran it through, looped it around, and brought it back down to the back. By bringing it to the back here, gives me a lot more play here. So it's actually set up Yeah, I got it zip tied for now, to where I can close the hood and it does not kink. It just pushes it on down. So I'll show you what you've got up here, and then I'll show you what I did underneath, and then I'll close the hood and show you what the difference is. So this is the hood up at this point. All right, so up underneath, came down through the back. What I did right here was I had a little bit of abrasive metal that this was gonna lay against. And when I open and close this, it's gonna slide just a hair. So I cut a piece of pipe, cut it in half, and slid it over there as a buffer. And then brought this on down, tucked up on the frame, or subframe, however you wanna say it on an XJ. And then brought it up here, spliced the cord right here, ran this one to the back, and ran this one to the front. I did use a 90. It's probably my weakest link in the whole system, but that's just the way I wanted to do it for the bend. If it doesn't work, I can always correct it, and it's an easy enough fix from the front. But did get that squared away. As of right now, it's not leaking. Started it up, let it run for a little bit. Then on these, it says put them in neutral. I usually check them in park, but whatever. Put it neutral, checked it. Ended up being about 3/4 of a quart low. I don't know if it's because I ran, 15 foot of hose plus the trans cooler, probably, because it doesn't seem to be burning anything. I do got a little bit of a oil leak coming out of my rear main seal, which is normal on these Jeeps, but if it's leaking, it lets me know it's got fluid in it. So this is what it looks like right here. This is the only part that'll change once I close the hood. So let me do that now. All right, you can see the hood's down. Of course, I got hood pins on it. Hood pins down, safety catches set up. All right, so here it is up underneath. You can see it comes down, it's hard to see, a little bit by the oil filter, but that's the only issue. And everything still looks good. Appreciate you watching. Definitely look up Derale and US Motor Works, and like and subscribe.